Canelo Alvarez, the super undisputed middleweight champ against John Ryder, and Canelo looking for the KO. Didn't get it. Didn't get the stoppage, but he easily gets the unanimous decision in front of his hometown fans in Guadalajara, Mexico. Canelo gets it down over the mandatory champ or contender there, John Ryder. Canelo fighting in Mexico for the first time in some 12 years. Bloodied Ryder dropped him in the 5th round. Canelo gets the win and improves to 59-2-2 with the victory. The unanimous decision over John Ryder. Let's go ahead and bring in Brian Campbell, CBS Sports combat analyst, also co-host of Morning Combat. And BC, you look at Canelo, got the big win there in his home country of Mexico there on Cinco de Mayo weekend. I want to talk to you about the questions that he answered here. Now, we saw that he lost to Bevel not too long ago as well. Didn't look too good against Triple G. Did he answer those questions tonight against this mandatory contender in John Ryder? What did he show you there in Mexico this Saturday night?
For the most part, Larry, Canelo showed that at 32 years old, he's still one of the best fighters in this game, the undisputed champion at 168 pounds. But is it still the same Canelo we knew in recent years as both the biggest star in the sport and the pound-for-pound king? This fight didn't give us that full representation. It was dominance from Álvarez throughout, although he did allow John Ryder to linger. Ryder's a durable fighter, only been stopped once in his career coming in, and he really had to walk through hell and blood to get to the finish line of this race. Overall, in terms of the punch stats, Canelo dominated. It's hard to throw any shade his way. He did allow Ryder to linger, though, as I mentioned. At 32, you have to understand one thing about Álvarez. He turned pro at the age of 15. He's got over 60 pro fights. He's been through it. Is he the same guy at the very peak of his powers? Maybe not. But Canelo Alvarez is not going backwards at this point as he continues to roll out a career that's in contention for possibly the greatest Mexican fighter in history. Yeah, you can say he is the greatest prize fighter in the history of Mexico. Let's spin it forward here, BC. We know that he lost to Bevel last year, about 13 months ago, that light heavyweight championship there. Looks like that's what he wants. People are clamoring for it. His camp's clamoring for it. Everyone's saying he is hungry for a rematch. Is this something we're going to see next here for Canelo? You have to understand the power Canelo yields at this point as the sport's biggest star, but also somebody who consistently tries to match himself great against the toughest. This is almost a potentially ill-advised move for Canelo, but if he wants it to go back up to 175 pounds, where he did win a world title back in 2019 before vacating it, he can get that opportunity as long as his dance partner, Dimitri Bivol, is willing. Canelo gave up an opportunity last year for an immediate contractual rematch. But if he gets a second chance here, he'll have to overcome a decision loss in 2022 that, although close on the scorecards, most observers watching that felt that Dimitri Bivol largely dominated and controlled that fight as the bigger fighter who used technique, used power to back Canelo up. If he wants that chance, no one's going to get in his way. But just understand, at 168 pounds, where he's the undisputed champion, there's an overwhelming amount of young contenders, including former champ David Benavidez. Looks like that showdown would likely have to wait until next year. Absolutely. He says that is his main goal. We'll see if he can get this fight done. They're looking at potentially targeting sometime later this year, even potentially September. So we'll see if they can get that fight done. He is our fight guy right there. Brian Campbell, CBS Sports combat analyst. Good job there, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, RBC. Past 5 fights for Canelo Alvarez. You can see here he's won 4 of those last 5. We saw that loss there last year. Around this time to Dimitri Bivol there. He got the win Saturday against John Ryder. Saw the win in that trilogy against Triple G. Also beat Caleb Plant in November 2021 and Billy Joe Saunders in May of 21. So busy fights there for Alvarez. Usually fights a couple times a year. We'll see if he can fight Bivol a little bit later coming up here in 2023.